Hey guys, well it's been a while since I put a video together. It's Happy Friday again, and as the Foxy's got a bad knee, I said to him, why don't we just go to the commercial campsite and join the rest of the campers? So he said, well yes, give it a whirl, we've never done it before. So I've just arrived here at Lluc. So as you can probably see here, it's just absolutely deserted. I think there's a little tunnel tent up there and there's one little tent over there, but not a soul here. Anyhow, for those of you that like gear, I thought I'd just bring myself a bit of vintage camping gear with me today. And I've got down here, this is my North Face Roadrunner 33. So you wouldn't believe it, when I first started to have the idea of getting back into camping about 14 years ago, I went to North Face and I bought that tent and an 85 litre backpack, and I don't know what it weighed. I think the backpack was probably 3 kilos. That tent is 3.2 kilos. So it just shows you how much ultralight camping has evolved with all these new materials and getting lighter and lighter over the last few years. But anyway, I thought as it's a nice day, I'll just do a little setup and review of the Roadrunner 33, because there's very little online about them and they are a fantastic freestanding tent. So here we go. So I've decided to set up just around about here. It looks at a great position. We've got a bit of shade from the trees. There's enough room for the fox to get in over there when he arrives. So yeah, good place, because it is getting quite warm now. It's about 27 degrees today. So let's see how this tent looks. The last time I had this out was actually for my daughter to sleep in the back garden. So there it is. It's a freestanding tent, and it utilizes these very nice DAC aluminium poles. It's got all the pegs here and everything with it. Probably a little bit of a refresher course putting it up, actually, because I haven't had it up for a long time. And one thing that you do find here in Lluc is that the ground is so unbelievably hard. I have actually had to bring a cordless drill with me before to drill the ground to get the pegs in, which is a little bit ridiculous, but that's the way it goes in Mallorca in the summer. So yeah, so these poles are quite nice, and as you can probably see, they just slip together like so. Sure, these are DAC featherlight poles, although I'm not really sure how it's featherlight at 3.2 kilos for the entire tent. I think I did actually get this tent with the view of doing some motorbike backpacking, but that never happened. So there we go, there's the poles, and this is the inner, which I've actually got upside down here. So you basically just got to decide where you want your door, quite frankly. I think I might try and go more over that way. But one good thing about it is, with it being freestanding, once you've got your poles in, you can obviously pick it about and move it where you want. Right, so there's one pole in. Quite a quick tent to set up, actually. Do you know, it's good quality tent this, but it's not an option for backpacking, I don't think. One, it's a three man. Whoops, there's the pole gone. Yeah, one, it's a 3-man. Secondly, it's just that tad heavy. Mind you, saying that, I bet there's a lot of guys in England watching this who carry the likes of the Hillyberg Solo and other tents for UK weather that's, you know, knocking on for 3 kilos. So wouldn't outrule it altogether, but it's not for me backpacking at that weight. You see it's got a good clip mechanism just to clip the inner onto the outer, like so. And that's about it. Once you get to this stage, it's just a case of putting those cross pulls on and then banging on the fly sheet. But now, for example, I could actually pick the tent up and move it wherever I want. That looks like a good place. And these are the cross pulls. The only problemo I've had with the tent was that on the fly sheet there are a couple of these little plastic clips, and they were fixed on with like a double-sided adhesive tape, and that came off. They eventually just delaminated because the tent's about 14 years old, and I tried to stick them back on with some like a double-sided carpet tape, but I'm not convinced it's actually worked as well as what the manufacturer stuff was. So there we go, that's it so far. So I think that's quite a good good place for tonight. It's on a little bit of a slope, but I don't think it matters too much. I could maybe just come this way slightly. Don't want the fox too close. Yeah, that's probably better. And then just a case of getting your fly sheet and throwing the fly over. But just talking about those little tabs that came off here, they seem okay actually, but I just found when I had it up in the garden last year, once the sun gets on them, it does seem to start and melt that glue. So I'm not sort of ready to get rid of the tent yet, but I think at some stage I might have to get those professionally refixed by a tent maker that's got the right size needles for this fabric. The needles I've got are too big, and I did try to sew it, but then I found it was putting too large a hole through onto the underside of the tent. What have I done here? Look, I think I've got it upside down. Oh, I have. Shows how long it's been since I've had it on. Right, hang on. Yeah, other way. I do believe, yes, that's it. Right, so get your clips on there and clip back on there. And I think you can actually also have the doors like different orientations on this. I can't remember. Let's have a look. Oh no, it looks like it's got a central zipper down the front of the door. Anywho. That's that clip. And that's that clip. So there we go. You can probably see now it's taken a bit of shape. This has come off for some reason. So essentially these clips hold the top tight so you don't end up with a baggy top There's nothing worse than a baggy top. So now all I've got to do is try and find something to put these pegs into the corners. The good thing about Mallorca is there is always a rock somewhere, but in this situation you actually just need to put that in there. I don't think I've ever done that before with this tent, so I'll keep going around with my rock. But the bottom of this has got a loop on, so you can just loop that in there and pull down here, tighten that fly up there. You see, I think North Face were maybe ahead of the time when they designed this. Same on this corner. There we go. And it's the same story here. So that's that. So the only thing really I have to stake out is the vestibule. It's a zip on one side of the door, or the two sides actually, which I forgot about. The ground is rock hard, so the ground is just like yep, the ground around here is just rock hard. I think I should have told Dave to fetch himself a drill. Yep, there's no hope in hell's chance of getting a peg in there. No chance. So I'll carry on staking it out. So guys, that's it. That's my 4 pegs in. A little bit of a job, but I got them in the end. So that is the Roadrunner 33 by North Face. And I've had some really good nights in this tent. Haven't been far with it, to be honest. Mainly camping out in the garden with our Lara, but that in itself has been fantastic. You can never ever get those memories back, or the times back. Yes, you can keep the memories, you can't get the times back. So that's it. I'll open the door and I'll show you inside. So the door actually opens. It's just got a U-shaped zip on it, like so, and you can just roll your door back and then clip it back against this little toggle here. Where's the toggle? There it is. It's funny, it's got a little bit of a tent pong about it, this. I'll just try and do that again a bit neater. There we go. It's nothing worse than an untidy door. So there we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, the funny old tents, how they often have a little bit of a tent smell, because I do look after my gear. This has never ever been put away dirty or wet or damp or anything like that. There we go. It's got a little pocket to hang that into. Right, bring you over and give you a little look inside. Here we go. So this is the inside. As you can see, it's a nice roomy tent. It's actually even got a little gear loft there in the top. I'd say it's probably a 3-season tent, to be honest, with it having the 2 mesh doors. But yeah, plenty of room in there. Actually, I tell a lie. Pow on the bar when I used this tent once up in the woods where we didn't have to walk far and we decided we were going to take it. So there. So anyway, that is just a little review of the North Face Roadrunner 33. Going a bit dizzy standing up there. So I'm going to get myself sorted out, get my stuff in, get my seat out, and I think have a little chill out now, waiting for the Foxy to arrive. Well, I've just seen somebody staggering around down here. Just fell over by the looks of things. Well, that was a little bit of a situation. I just saw the guy falling over. He says he's a maths teacher. He's absolutely rat-arsed. He can... Oh my God, he's just fallen down again. This is like turning into a bit of a saga now. I don't know if you can see behind me. Look, he's just fell down that hole. He says he's living here on the campsite somewhere. Hopefully he's going to be able to crawl back to his tent, but he says he's had 3 beers. I think there's been a bit more than 3 beers there, to be honest, unless there's some underlying problems. I'll be honest with you, I was getting a little bit nervous there before, the way he was grabbing onto me and he had his bag and everything. It could be some nutcase that was going to pull a knife. That's why I didn't want to get too close to him. But my God, he's still staggering all over the place. He's like going downhill now, like he can't manage to get uphill. It's bizarre. Oh, Foxy.
Hello.
Yeah, nice to see you. Ah. Well, the Fox has arrived. He's got set up with his old trusty Lanchan there, and it's actually quite nice. There's hardly anybody here. Just doing a bit of people watching. Some newcomers arriving. Down here we've got the Fox relaxing in the old Trekology chair. You'll see over there the old Roadrunner. Aye, fond memories of that tent. Well guys, I thought as we're here we should just do a little review about the Lanchan 1 as well. This here is the Lanchan 1, and it can actually be erected with a tent pole, or even for that matter a camera tripod, as Dave forgot his tent pole. You see, this is one thing with trekking pole tents, Dave. If you forget your trekking pole, you're stuffed. Could have been in there with me tonight if you hadn't had your tripod.
I'd have found a stick.
Let's have a little look at the Lanchan. This is the Lanchan 1, ladies and gentlemen, and you can probably see here he's got his sandwich mat here. It's a sandwich. Dave, what is this? It's a stainless steel. He's got his stainless steel sandwich here he's going to sleep on. And then I'm going to show you how much room's in this Lanchan. There's not a lot. I don't know how Dave could even get in that and then say he's packed all his stuff up in that in the rain before. I don't know. Dave, are you serious? You've got to have, Dave, if it's windy in here, you've got to have like face tent with that fabric pushing down on you. Have you ever had that? I suppose it has got a little tie out there, I suppose. David, have you ever had what's called tent face in that Lanshan?
No.
No? Good morning. Had a lovely sleep. God, me and the fox were absolutely hammered last night. Here he is. Foxy. You were like that German maths teacher walking back. He was. So we're just going to get ready, go to the cafe, have breakfast and get off. Not a lot of people here actually. There's one person arrived over there and 2 or 3 MSR tents over there and a couple of people down here. A little bit of noise until about 11 last night, but then it quietened down. It's quite a pleasurable trip really.